my name is Gray. I'm the dietitian and health coach with MLK Health Center and Pharmacy. For this video, I wanted to go through some of the common nutrition myths that I come across. So myth number one is this sort of rigid compliance to calories in, calories out. That's really all that matters. You just have to control the number of calories that you have coming in. You need to burn more calories than you're taking in, and that's how you're going to lose weight. Hands down, no questions asked. That's becoming a bit of an outdated way of looking at it. I actually had a person recently that I was working with. He was having a really hard time losing weight. He started running, he was exercising, and he just wasn't eating enough. And when we do that, when we don't meet our body's basic calorie needs, our metabolism slows down. So even though you're eating less, you may be fighting yourself a little bit because everything's slowed down and your body is going to fight you on that weight loss. I told this particular client to actually start eating more, and he ended up dropping below a weight that he had never been below in his entire life. So it's counterintuitive, but we do need calories to function and to keep our metabolism going. Another aspect of this is that 100 calories of blueberries, 100 calories of steak, and 100 calories of olive oil are all going to be metabolized very differently in the body. So a calorie is not a calorie uniformly. They don't all respond the exact same way in the body. They're going to be metabolized depending on what they're made of. So something to keep in mind, it's not all about the calories. We want to think about the quality as well. You don't just want to endlessly cut out calories. Myth number two is that if you're skinny, that automatically means you're healthy. The flip side of that is that if you're overweight, then you're automatically unhealthy. It's just not accurate. I'm sure I've said it on these videos before, but I've seen plenty of people that are a quote healthy weight that have high blood sugar, high blood pressure. Their metabolism is all over the place. I also see people that fall into the maybe overweight or obese category, and metabolically they're fine. Blood pressure is normal, their blood sugar is in control. They're completely healthy in terms of cholesterol, everything else. So just because you're skinny doesn't mean you're healthy. Myth number three is that a healthy diet has a certain schedule, I guess. And what I mean by this is that there's a lot of different eating schedules that are popular right now. It's got to be, 6 small meals, or you need to do intermittent fasting, or just 3 square meals a day, or no snacking. Really, that's just going to depend on the person. It's going to depend on your schedule, how active you are, how your blood sugar responds to long periods of not eating. So that's highly individual, so just find what works for you. Personally, I'm more of a snacker. I like having maybe 4 to 5 smaller meals, but I know people who do intermittent fasting and it works very well for them. So there is no one size fits all. Just find the eating schedule that works for you. Myth number 4 is that one macronutrient is better than another. When I say macronutrient, I'm talking about the carbs, fat, and protein. Those are the 3 macronutrients in our food. And I think things go in and out of vogue. There are times when, carbs are popular, and then, a few years later, you want to avoid them like the plague, or that fat universally is just the worst thing you could eat, or that protein is, the golden child of nutrition. We need all 3 macronutrients, so anything that demonizes one of those, I'm usually pretty skeptical of. So we need all 3. We don't need to be eating super low fat or super low carb unless you have some sort of medical condition that calls for that. For the majority of us, we need just a moderate intake of all 3 of those. One is not better than the other. They all serve a purpose, and our bodies can't function unless we have all 3. Myth number 5 is that healthy food tastes bad. This one is probably the one that annoys me the most. I hear it all the time. I'll be talking to people, let's try to eat more fruits, vegetables, plant foods, more whole foods, try to eat less processed foods. And people just say like, okay, so just don't eat the good stuff. Don't eat the stuff that tastes good. Now the foods that I eat need to just taste like cardboard. That's just not accurate. I think we've demonized some of the things that make fruits and vegetables especially taste good, like fat and salt. Fat and salt can go a long way to making vegetables taste delicious. Plus, we've gotten so accustomed to this food-like substances, these processed foods that have just a ton of sugar, chemicals, flavorings, colors. These things aren't really food. They're just sort of food-smelling addictive substances. They're meant to be addictive and sort of trigger all the right stuff in your brain. And if you kind of distance yourself from that for a period of time, once you try those foods again, they really don't have that same appeal. So I think part of it is we're just accustomed to crappier foods. But the other part of that is that we're maybe not putting the same effort into making whole foods taste good. Like I said, adding fat and salt to things, just putting a little bit of effort into these foods can make them taste a lot better. I always use the fried chicken analogy. Everybody likes fried chicken, but if you strip that back and you start with just that whole cut of chicken, say you have two paths. You could fry it, season it and fry it, or you could boil it in water with no seasoning. I don't know about you, but I'm going to eat the fried chicken, not the boiled chicken with no seasoning, because that sucks. I don't want to eat that. So, just putting in some of that same effort that you would into the unhealthy foods, doing the same thing for the healthier versions, still seasoning, still, giving it a little love. Healthy foods can absolutely taste delicious. It's just finding the flavor profile that works for you. And if you're looking for some healthy, nutritious recipe options, we do have some cooking demos and recipes either on our YouTube channel or on our website. So be sure to check those out. These were the nutrition myths. I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in more nutrition or wellness videos, please check out our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.